Welcome back to another video on Evolution Sports, and this video was completely unplanned. I was not planning on making this video, but with how Raw just ended and how great it was, I had to make this video. This is definitely the best Raw on Netflix so far in the Netflix era. And let's just talk about how it started. John Cena, he started to show off as he had been for these last 2 weeks. Then Cody Rhodes, he interrupted him. He was like, I'm not even going to let you do the talking. I'm going to come out here first, and I'm going to kill all these internet narratives that people think you're gonna bring up. You think you're gonna cook me, this and that. You're gonna bring up Stardust, like we moved past that. I couldn't get over in the other company. Well, guess what? I'm the top guy in this company now. So Cody brought all that up, and then Cody and John Cena, they both did a fantastic job in this segment to open up the show. Cena finally had the back and forth. Because from what I'm hearing, this is his last scheduled appearance before WrestleMania. He could make a surprise appearance on the Raw SmackDown, but I know he got a lot of dates planned after WrestleMania. So both guys, they really went back and forth. John Cena's line when he was like, I don't bury talent, I bury mediocrity. He was like, because he was like, I am the talent and I bury mediocrity. That was a great line. But Cody Rhodes, he did his thing too. This definitely gonna be up there for one of the top promos of the year at the end of the year. I think the Naomi Bianca segment, that was pretty good too. So far, just in wrestling in general, like this is one of the best segments of the year, probably the best segment of the year. And this was a great way to build up their match heading into WrestleMania, especially this is John Cena's last televised appearance, or his last scheduled appearance at least. Like I said, he can make a surprise appearance anytime, we don't know. And then John Cena, he tried to cheap shot Cody Rhodes at the end of it, but Cody Rhodes wasn't going for it. Hit a crossroads, and he was standing tall with the WWE Championship. I don't know why, but Netflix was out of sync when it first started. I don't know if it was for everybody or just me, because as soon as the segment ended, I had to click off, then turn it back on, and it was fine. But fantastic segment by Cody Rhodes and John Cena. People that said Cody would get cooked, he didn't. He was able to hang, and Cody Rhodes has hung with other top superstars on the mic. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, The Rock, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. Cody Rhodes is definitely an amazing promo when it comes to WWE. Of course, John Cena is a better promo, but in this battle, they looked equal because obviously you got. I don't think they probably didn't want John Cena to go too crazy, but Cody couldn't go too crazy either because they still have 20 more days. Still got around 20 more days. You got a few more weeks to build this up. So this was a fantastic segment and a great way to get the show started. Then after that, the first match of the night, you had the New Day. They had their match because they want a shot at the tag team championships. They want to face the War Raiders. Then we didn't know who they was facing. And then Raw was in London today. So you got the return of the New Catch Republic. The big strong boy Tyler Bate made his comeback. I really forgot about him. I forgot that he was injured. But Tyler Bate is great. Him and Pete Dunne back together, the New Catch Republic. Tyler Bate looked good in this match, in his return match. And the New Day were able to get the win, as they should have. Just because somebody is coming back doesn't mean that they had to get the win. You can look good and still lose a match, and that's what they did. The New Catch Republic, they lost the match, and they look good. Like Pete Dunne, now he's back to a babyface just because Tyler Bate is back. I mean, it's fine because Pete Dunne wasn't doing much else. But like I said, Tyler Bate looked good in the match. It was a good tag team match. The New Day ended up getting the win. And then the way that Xavier Woods just disrespected Cassie Kelly was hilarious. Asking was she stupid. And then the War Raiders, they came out there and they planted the seeds of the War Raiders and the New Day having a match. It could be a WrestleMania match because the New Day, they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So I wouldn't mind seeing them and the War Raiders go at it at WrestleMania. And then after that, you had the Usos backstage. They cut a segment. Then Jimmy was telling Jay that he's gonna go out there and show he gonna show his brother that Gunther is just a regular man. He can be beat. So that was obviously Jimmy's goal to win that match. And then before the segment ended, Jay, he told Jimmy to be careful. Excuse me. And I knew going into this that Jimmy was gonna get whooped and it was gonna be consequences for that slap from last week. But the match that Gunther and Jimmy Uso had, it was a good match. Like the amount of offense Jimmy got in, I wasn't expecting. Like it was a good match. They had a good start to it. Jimmy looked strong in the beginning. Obviously Gunther, he was able to take over after the commercial break and really just dominate. He went for a pin twice, but then he let go of it just to inflict more punishment and pain onto Jimmy Uso. So he locked in the sleeper hold. And he ended up winning the match that way by Jimmy passing out. But after that, he wasn't done. He went back in. He locked it back in, the sleeper. That's when Jay came out there. It wasn't no yeeting. It's not him coming through the crowd. It's not that little weird slow walk that he do. Like, he was running to the ring. He ran into the ring to try to stop Gunther. He chased after him until Gunther went into the crowd. And then Jay, he obviously had to check on his brother as him and Jimmy walked into the back. Gunther come back out there and attack him. And then he didn't get a zip tie and tied Jay to the ropes. And he just beat down Jimmy, had him all bloody and bleeding. Like, getting Jimmy involved. And Jay had to watch it. You could hear Jay cussing on the, like, they didn't blur out what he was saying, how they did with the fans. You could hear the pain. You could hear him calling his brother's name, calling his real name, John. So that was just the emotional segment, kind of like the Hell in a Cell match back in 2020 when Roman had Jimmy Uso in the guillotine and Jay had to quit because of that. Jay Uso, he wasn't giving up this time. He was zip tied, but he was still trying to get to his brother and he wasn't able to. But Gunther just demolished him. He had him bleeding, hit him with a powerbomb, hit him with the belt. So Jimmy is going to be out of WrestleMania more than likely. This was a good way to write him off TV, and this was a great way to build their story because people have been saying the story been lacking. So last week, what do? You bring Jimmy Uso into it. You play into Jay slipping up. So now it's looking like more of the right-hand man Jay Uso instead of the Yeet Jay Uso. So what I'm expecting next week is I don't want to hear, after he does his entrance and he does the Yeet, I don't want to hear him say it in the promo that he does next week because I'm excited for what they're going to do with this. Jimmy is likely out for WrestleMania, like I said. That is a good way to write him off TV. And this is a great way to build the story because when is Jay at his best? When he sees his brother getting beat up. Roman Reigns took out, Jimmy got taken out that second time by the Bloodline going into Jay's match against Roman. What happened? Jimmy Uso is out. Now, he did cost him, but I don't see that happening this time. But like an amazing segment by the Usos and about Gunther, WWE is doing a really good job building this story up. The next part of the show confused me, how Finn Balor and Dominic were cool all of a sudden after what happened last week. But we get to the match, get to the tag team match of Penta and Braun Breaker taking on Finn Balor and Dominic. And to start this match, Penta and Braun Breaker, they worked really well together in the ring as a tag team. Like, they had some solid tag team moves. They told the story of Finn and Dominic like they looked fine in the match. It didn't look like they had any problems. And then Penta and Penta's backstabber looked great tonight as usual. Braun did a double suplex. He had countered it. He had countered what Finn and Dominic was trying to do. Obviously, he had Carlito get involved in the match because with the Judgment Day, it's always other people around. Then Dominic, he had Penta by the ropes. Then as Finn was recovering, Dominic was telling him to get out the way. And then Finn got out the way, Don released Penta, and Braun Breaker accidentally speared Penta. And that led to Finn Balor hitting the coup de grace and pinning Penta. I mean, are we back? Is Finn Balor back? It's no longer Finn Balor. And I'm happy that Finn Balor was able to get a win. Even if it's in a tag team match, everybody looked strong in the match. Nobody looked weak. It was a great tag team match. Finn Balor was able to get the win for the Judgment Day. And then later in the show, Penta, he was pissed at Braun Breaker. He was like, what you did to my reels like that. Then he called him something. I don't know if he called him an idiot or something else, but that was a good backstage moment. Because it's going to lead to a fatal four-way at WrestleMania, more than likely, between the four men. So having this tag team match was good. Then Liv, she was like, she's going to get Dominic IC title match. Since he never actually lost his, it ended in disqualification, if I'm not mistaken. And Finn Balor did lose, Finn Balor did lose his match. So that was solid what they did. That's the whole Judgment Day stuff to wrap up what they did. Then Chad Gable, he's still sick, and Raw is going to be in Minneapolis next week, which is his hometown. So obviously he's disappointed that he's going to miss it. But El Grande Americano is going to be wrestling. So Chad Gable won't be there, but El Grande Americano will. Excited for that. Then what I found interesting was the segment with Maxine, where Chad Gable ran into the Alpha Academy. Disrespected them into that. But Maxine, she was talking to Adam Pearce, and she was like, I want to talk about some tag team opportunities. And then Adam Pearce was like, I'd do anything to help out with the Alpha Academy. And she was like, well, I want to discuss some stuff with me and Natalya. And I found that interesting because Natalya taking Maxine under her wing would be really cool. Natalya hasn't done much recently, but she's definitely a veteran in WWE. She's been doing it a long time. She understands the ropes. She understands every, the ins and outs of the wrestling business. So she could be really crucial in helping Maxine in her career because she's had some solid moments in her career so far. Maxine, it's been nothing special, not a lot of memorable stuff, but she has had some solid stuff here and there. So her team with Natalya, even if they don't win, but if they go on a tag team run, I think that could be really cool to see. Like them teaming up for a little bit. Her helping the Alpha Academy, she could help Otis and Tozawa because she's been there longer than everybody. Well, Tozawa been there a minute too, but she could definitely help them out being a veteran, being a multiple-time champion. So I'm interested in what that story could be, having a more serious Maxine Dupri. Then after that, you had AJ Styles. He called out Logan Paul before Logan could call him out, kind of like how they did in Madison Square Garden. I think AJ Styles did really good in this segment, but Logan Paul, I don't know. I feel like Logan Paul been slacking lately. And then a lot of the stuff that AJ Styles was saying was true. AJ Styles called him the biggest douchebag in WWE. That was pretty funny. But the way Logan's talking was not like a professional wrestler. Like, I know Logan wants to get into the business, and he's a great wrestler. I won't take that away from him. But this promo doesn't sound like a professional wrestler. It sounds like a celebrity trying to take over wrestling. But he's already established himself in the wrestling industry with the matches that he puts on. And he has cut good promos in the past. But this promo I wasn't a fan of. I feel like it could have been better. But the way that they ended the segment with him attempting the cheap shot and not being able to get it, but then AJ playing to the crowd towards the end when he's on the attack, which ended up costing him and Logan still tall in the end. So obviously it's gonna get made official for WrestleMania. If not later today, then next week. It's definitely a WrestleMania match. AJ Styles, one of the biggest wrestling stars ever. Logan Paul, one of the biggest social media stars, and he's a great wrestler, like I said. But if he's gonna commit to this full-time thing, I think his promos need to be more like a wrestler, because he's not just a celebrity in wrestling now. He is an actual wrestler, and I'll give him his respect for that. After that, you had Lyra Valkyria. She had a backstage segment, and she was like, ever since, she was like, I appreciate Bayley for helping me with Raquel and Liv Morgan. But one thing that bothers me is that since I've been champion, the one person that I lost to is Bayley. And I have to prove to myself and to the world that I can beat her. So next week, for the IC title, I'm taking on Bayley. And I like that. It has some, I think it adds to her character that she wants to be a fighting champion. Like, that's great. And I think she's doing a good job with the mid-card title. Her segment was finally on TV instead of on YouTube. But I think that's good. They're going to have a good match, just like they did last time. She has good chemistry with Bayley. They'll probably have a tag team match with Liv and Raquel. Lyra still win that match clean to really put her on the map and cement her as one of your top young stars in the women's division. But if they keep letting her cut more promos like this, then people will definitely know who she is. And people won't be confused because she's a really good wrestler. And I think the promos she needs some work, but the promo she cut tonight was good. And I think her match next week is going to be great with Bayley. And then you get to the main event, the Women's World Championship match, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair as a special guest referee. Bianca Belair, she was counting fast to start the match. She had some really fast counts in this match, but this match was a good match. Io has never lost to Rhea one-on-one, and that thing will continue. There was some good moves like Io doing the crossbody. Both women had to beat the 10 count at one point. Like Bianca Belair, she did a good job as a referee in this match. She tried to keep it 50-50 as much as she could. Then Rhea, she got into her feelings a little too much, which ended up costing her the match. Then Io accidentally drop kicked Bianca, so Bianca, she had to call the match. It ended in a double disqualification, and this was a great match too. But I'm fine with this ending because we all know what it's gonna lead to. Then you had all three of them brawling after the match. Rhea still tall this time with the championship. We know it's going to lead to a triple threat match at WrestleMania. You got three of the biggest stars in the women's division. So it makes complete sense why you have these three in a huge spotlight at WrestleMania. Because obviously if Io wasn't in this, I don't think she'd be doing anything else at WrestleMania. Sure, you could throw in the tag team picture, but they clearly have something else that they want to do with that. So Io getting this spotlight, she's still the champion. This was a good match with her and Rhea. It ended in double disqualification, but for the story, it made sense. But I'll give us Raw a 9 out of 10. This is the best Raw of the Netflix era so far, and I really enjoyed this. The only negatives was really two segments that they had. It was the AJ and Logan segment because I feel like AJ kind of carried that for the most part, and it was Finn and Dominic just being cool after what transpired last week. But I loved this episode of Raw. 9 out of 10. Great crowd with London from the O2 Arena. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what y'all thought about tonight's episode of Raw.